Says that's supposed to be tracking me. Is it or isn't it? Who knows? Right, welcome, Lockdown Workshop. We're on the Monster today. It's been long overdue, this. The common fault with the 821 model year 2019, 2018. This is a 2018 plate bike, but I think they class it as the 2019 model year for some reason. The fuel level sender unit fails in them. Italian thing. To be fair, it's the only thing that's gone wrong on this bike, and I've had it. I think it was about a year old when I got it. No miles on at all. Personally bought it. I don't know if I've said the history on the bike. I literally bought it about a week before lockdown came in. Is that true or is that not true? Or was it the year before? Who knows? Might have been the year before. I think it was the year before, possibly. 2019? I bought it in 2019 anyway. In my head, it was just before lockdown came in, because we had the minibus stolen the day after I got this delivered. This was delivered on the 13th, and the minibus got stolen on the 14th, the day after. No, it was, yeah, it was 2020, so the bike must have been just over a year old when I got it. Who knows? I can't remember anyway. I've had the bike since before lockdown came on. Anyway, it's got a few more miles on now, not as many as I'd like. Yeah, when I got the bike, it got about 400 miles on it or 500 miles on it. So the bike had done absolutely nothing, pretty much. Don't know anything other than that. Bought it from the cafe bike shop in Leeds that you don't mention the name of because they were bastards during COVID. I'll be honest, their after sales and whole experience of buying the bike off them was a bit shit. Crap customer service, talk to you like you were a muppet while you were in there. Yeah, so I'm kind of glad they went bankrupt through their own fault. Basically, they got boycotted because they sacked all their staff when they could have furloughed them. Anyway, right. Allegedly, before we get into trouble. This needs to go up. I need to get the tank off. The reason I'm putting it up is because it's just easier with the tank flush. I also need to get into the swing arm as well to get the battery out because it needs a new battery, and I need to pull the battery out to look at what the battery is before I can put it back in again and order another one. And they are hidden in the swing arm, so that should make an interesting video. Last time I took the battery out, I found 2 Allen keys and a spare screw in there. They are not the easiest, and you end up dropping your tools because you can only walk it around, typical Italian stuff. Tiny little bit at a time. You can't get a socket in there or anything, I seem to remember. Which explains why somebody who'd done it before had dropped a load of Allen keys in the bottom and forgotten not fishing back out again afterwards. It is also desperate for a clean. Really, really desperate for a clean. Doing the clean bits, that bit there, where I've actually been rolling the tyres from side to side. Trying to clean it off. But anyway, right. Let's get this under. Skylift. These are quite popular if you've got a Ducati. There is one slight issue with them though, is that you can't get that in with the stand down because the stand catches on the frame, which is really annoying. So you have to put the stand up. So this is the only downside to this, and I don't know whether it's just this particular model, but you shove it through, you put that on, and you literally hope for the best. Now, as you push this up, you've got to shove this in as well at the same time. But you can't do that until you've got the stand out of the way, and you can't get the stand out of the way with that on. So what I normally do is, so you can't see that, there's another piece of the jigsaw on the other side. I'll show you in a minute. So if you're cheeky, you can lean it against the wall. I don't really want to lean it against the wall. So I've got the bike on its balance point. I'm just going to shift this out of the way, put that up, and then what you do is, hopefully this is still in the right place that it was last time we used it, and it's not. So hold it, keeping the bike on the balance point again. Why is that not going down? What have I done wrong? I'm slightly confused as to why this isn't going down. Not jam around that. I haven't done this enough. Is that stuck on something? No. No, what is up with it? Right. Malfunction of the ABBA stand. This is an ABBA stand, by the way. They are normally bulletproof and I've never had an issue with it before. But for some reason it's not as low as it should be. Ah, there we go. I think it had just got stuck on. There we go. That's freed it up. Should have done that before I started. I think it's because I have to jack it up to get the other piece folded onto it. And shove that in. Right. Not quite the right height, so I want that off. Now, if I put the feet locks on at this point, it should stop it from rolling around. And even if I haven't got it quite on the balance, the bike in theory shouldn't fall over. I'm going to stand here with my leg here, just in the hope that it doesn't fall over. Once you get this part on, which you can't see, right. Right. So we're now in we've got these are special adapters for this bike. We've got the other one in on the other side. What we need to do now is actually lock that piece in. Now the bike's fairly stable at this point. It's not going to go anywhere, but still don't trust it. Another interesting design. You can tie it off with your fingers, but that's not safe. There is actually an Allen key. Done. That's the worst bit out of the way. Get the retainer. All I've got to do now is just tighten this up against the frame so it puts some positive tension onto this. So even if the bike lurches around, it's not going to bend the metal out of the way and get it out. So in theory, this should go up now. Just make sure that's locked off. We can slacken these off because I'm going to want to move it around now. All I'm bothered about is just getting the bike up. I'm not really that bothered about getting the back wheels off the ground, but having said that, it would be nice to be able to move it around. So if I need to move it around, I need this thing. So again, that frame sits there. You want it as close to that as possible, because what we're going to do is tie it around that. You could strap it around the swing arm, but we've got one of them there anyway, and that's a paddock bobbin. So what you can do is shove this over. You really want this tight as well. There we go. In. Not entirely sure why this is set up like this. Oh, I see. We've got like a belt and braces. There's a clip and then an emergency clip. Yeah, make sure that is on. Right, that should be it now then. So you should be able to just jack the bike up. This is for your own safety, so you just drop that in. soon as you hit a hole. And then take the tension out of it, that's it. So in theory the bike should be off the ground now. You should be able to move it. Brilliant, right. Worst bit out of the way. Right, we have made the executive decision that we are going to work on it here. One thing I do need to do before we do anything else, I'm going to get a phone call in a minute, because I didn't have the ignition on. I've just been dragging the bike around. I need to contact the tracker people and just let them know that the bike is in service. I use All Track. They're really good. Surprised I'm not foaming already. And movement. Where to and ignition off. Servicing. There we go. Save changes. So that will automatically reset itself if I forget to at a certain time. Not going to say when. Right, so we should now be okay to take the tank off. I can't remember that I've taken the tank off, though. I do have a vague recollection about this this annoying clip thing. That's it. So the tank's off at that end. I think I'm going to get the saddle off, which is a key under there. Saddle seat. Right, I think it's that one there. Well, it isn't. It's on a hinge. I can't remember. See, I thought this. There we go. I thought it was fairly straightforward. You didn't have to do anything with it. You could get under it. Then weirdly, it's hitting on something. Oh, that's interesting. See, it's hinged. It's hinged down there, and the whole tank's supposed to come up. But the clip that we clip onto with there, with this, which may or may not be bent, appears to be stopping it coming out. I can't see anywhere where you can undo that. Unless there's something with the key that moves it out of the way when you put the key in. No, it's still in the way. That's interesting. There's quite a long way to go there as well, so it's not. I'm missing something back here, am I? Well, I could just take it. Actually, I don't think I can just take it out. I could take that off. I do remember I was missing, that piece there was actually missing. I think somebody had done something with that, but I'm not sure what. And there's a rubber thing around there that I'm not entirely sure what that does either. Ah, right, so that's how to adjust the seat. That goes up there or down there, so ignore that. That's something entirely different. That's to put the seat at its high or low position. I seem to remember that has something to do with it. Four. It's a 4. So I do remember that this piece was actually missing when I bought the bike. Somebody had serviced the bike and they'd not put all the pieces back in. So I don't know whether this is something that stops you from... I don't know. Who knows? I haven't got a service manual for this. Don't even know if there's one exists. Probably is for the older ones, but not this one. No, that's not doing anything. Use a bit there. Don't forget that. I have a funny feeling this has got something to do with it, but I can't remember what. It could be that that's just something that stops the tank from coming up. Right, let's try again now. No, still not moving. If I can just bend that out of the way. I don't like bending stuff. It just seems slightly odd that it won't go past there. Oh, there you go. Right. Tank chiller device. Right, so we have got that up now. I'm not sure what that would have got us. Right, so we should now be able to get the tank off, he says. I think we need to undo something. Because I need to actually... Oh, can I? No, I might be able to get it. It's there. I do need to drain the tank, though. So I've got to work out how we do that. So ideally, we'd get all this unclipped and get it upside down. I think we're going to have to do that. So let's unclip everything. Can you still see this? See there? Possibly see there. Actually, that should come. Aha! Right, so the tank does come out now, so that's fine. Right, that's one off. That's the fuel pressure line. That's the actual offending article. Perhaps I shouldn't have taken the hinge plate off this one. I'm really nervous about that. Let me... Still don't know why that one was... I don't know if that's in the wrong place or whether it's the wrong way round or what. Who knows? Right. Let's just drop that down and shove the locking plate back in again. The locking plate isn't going to go in. Fortunately, it's got one of those weird clips, so I can't see which way it unclips or... Let me go and have a look on the sender unit that I've got, so I know at least which I'm pulling out. Interesting. More beeps. That's got a pinched O-ring. Well, that's in a bit of a mess. It's just twanged out my hand and launched something that looked like I needed it. So I'm going to have to go and find that. It's interesting. So the O-ring at the bottom of the thing, it started leaking fuel, but you can see the O-ring was all scrunched up, and there was another black O-ring or piece of plastic there. Right, I think that goes like that, and we've got to pull that apart, and I've got nothing to rest this on. Oh, that's it's trying to tag onto the wrong thing. There we go. Oh, that weighs a bit. Right. How can we put this on? I have nothing in my hands. Pissing fuel out everywhere. Oh, right. Come on, Face ID. The camera again. I don't know if you can see that. That's the bit of O-ring that I could see. And I think it goes on this piece here. So I found an O-ring in my O-ring kit that looks about the same size, so it's whether or not it goes on. Looks a little loose. Not entirely happy with that. In the meantime, this thing's seen fuel all over the place. Let's see if I've got another one. Oops. I have got one that is slightly smaller. It feels a little bit more supple as well. So, oh god, that was nearly a disaster. Put me the screwdrivers. These new screwdrivers are magnetised, and I put it down on the side. Obviously, I've been grinding over there, and it's people can need a pick for that. So this is the high pressure fuel hose line, and the idea is that it's got two seals on it, an outer and an inner seal. Don't know why they're different colours, but the inner seal appears to have eaten itself and then pushed the outer seal out the way. So yeah, that's a little bit smaller. I think that's a better fit, that one. So we'll just shove that on. Hopefully it shouldn't be loose. No, that looks still a little bit loose, but I think that's hopefully that's right. If not, it's going to be pissing fuel out all over the place. Right, spin it round so you can see. Really, really nervous about this tank. It's not. If it was one of the gloss red ones, I'd be fine. But it's because it's the matte black finish. They're really, 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 really susceptible to marks and things. So you've got to be really careful what you do with them. So let's have a new T-shirt for this while we're in here. We might as well just give this a clean up. That's interesting though. I don't remember those being connected. Or have I just yanked them off? Yeah. Yeah, they're both just breathers. One of them's the overflow for the tank. The other one's a breather for the tank to neutralise it. So that's fine. Something's been chafing in there by the looks of it. I'll have a look at that and same with that too. That's not good. Interesting. I think them two pipes come up there and then get fed into that. Anyway, that's the puppy we need off. Again, 5 mils by the looks of it. 4 mils, sorry. Quite pleasant outside. I'm surprised there can't any motorbikes hooning up and down. I've actually been on the bike to the lake this morning. I didn't notice any smells of fuel, so I suspect I've just dislodged that. Having this up. So this fills full of fuel, and there's a float in there. Now, interestingly, the new one I've got, you can see all the aluminium there is all chewed up on that one too, and it's chewed up on this one. So that's supposed to go up and down, and then there's a sensor in there. So we're going to take that to pieces and we'll check that one out. But in the meantime, though, just make sure the sealing area is clear. There's no RTV or anything to put on this, or sealing compound. It shouldn't need it. So that's the part I got. If you need the part, I got it from, is it NLM, MLN or something? They're a Dutch supplier. They're about 20% cheaper than everywhere else. So that's where I got it from anyway. There's only one way this can go up. There is a rubber seal that comes with it, fortunately, because I did have a thought, shit, I haven't ordered a rubber seal. Fortunately, one comes with it, it's bonded on. So what we'll do is we'll have a quick look at that one and see if we can fix it, or at least try and work out why it failed, because this, like I said, this is a common problem. This is one of the most common faults that you find discussed on the forums about this particular bike, is the fuel sender unit. The previous model, the one that looks almost identical, but the best way to tell when you're looking at it is to see if you can see the two fuse relay boxes on the side. It's the newer model, which this one's got. If you can't, then it's the older model. They changed the exhaust pipe routing, because I think the exhaust pipe on the original one was a bit too close to the foot pegs, and it caused some issues. But having said that, though, this seems to have that issue as well, where you get a spongy back brake. That seems to be quite normal. Again, you don't need to over tighten these. I would have said probably about 2 or 3 Newton meters at a guess. I'm not even going to talk it up. That should be okay. What have we got? So I think that's about it. We can chuck this back on the bike now, and I'm going to try and work out why the thing that sent the thing that goes on there didn't work properly. I think this has to go on first, and then you shove it down that way up. So I think the best way to do it is you unclip that. It's weird, that clips on the front, but I don't think it's designed to hinge on there like other bikes do. But anyway, let's get you over to the bike and see if we can get it back in. Right, what have I done? So I've just dropped the tank on. I've sat that in there. We've got fuel all over the place, so we'll get that wiped up now. Yeah, I think I would have been better off draining the tank before I started this. So I have been running it for the last couple of weeks without filling it up. I've been playing Russian roulette a bit because I've got no idea how much fuel I've got left in. Yeah, and I'm only wiping the tank down like this because I know that better be fly shit, another chipping in paintwork. Like I said, I'm really protective over this paintwork. It's a pain up the backside, this matte colour. So I put the retainer piece back in on the hinge, so I can now work on this without the risk of it falling over. So put it in there, and hopefully you can see what's going on. It says. Spun it around a bit. So that goes in there. Clip. That goes up there. Clip. Now I don't know if that clips onto anything. Can't see anything, but there is a retainer clip there, so I don't know whether that's supposed to go on there, or it would have made sense for it to go on there, but we've got an air bleed on there. And we've got the fuel pump power signalling wire. We'll try and put back in there. That's in. So now we've got the worst bit, which is the fuel pickup. So that bottom end is a bit mushed as well. Right. I think that's in. So we'll just lower this down carefully. And we'll see what right. Fuel warning light's gone off, and we are at about just over half a tank, about 2/3 of a tank. So that's working. No fuel pissing out of there. So all I'm bothered about now is just checking that we've not got any fuel coming out around there. So it looks like that O-ring I've dropped in has fixed it. We'll just check it, give it a couple more primes. Yep, it's knocked off. If it hadn't hit pressure, it would have carried on going. So the hardest thing I've got to do now is hook them two things up, which I seem to remember from last time were an absolute pig to do. I almost don't want to run them through there, but I think I am supposed to. I can't feel what it is I'm supposed to be aiming for, to be honest. Like I said, I'm not even sure it matters which way. Well, actually, one of them's on a one-way valve, which is the I do need to know. Get that out of there. Right, so I think that's the drain. So whichever one of these is the drain, that's the one to connect it to. I don't know why that leaked. It shouldn't have really leaked that. Let's see where the drain is. Where's the drain? That's probably it. No, that's the. Ah, there's the drain. Oh, I got very little wire. I could blow down it, but I think this is the. Right. I can't be asked to get the air line out, but see if this works. Yeah, it's the front one. So the front one's the drain. So all I've got to do is work out which one of these is the drain and which one of them is the thing. Now, I think given they're that way round, I think that's the, and that was the one with the pressure on it. That's got a restrictor on the end of it, like a one-way valve. Whereas that's just a straight through, so that makes sense. So let's just see if we can just get them to come up a little bit, and then we can always pull them back down again. I think they are supposed to go around the back of that, but I'm not entirely sure how you do that. Struggling to get them to connect there, unless we're supposed to unclip it at the back and then shove them in. Don't know. Got my hand stuck. So I think I've worked out how the buckle thing works. I think you unclip it at the front, then you undo it at the back, then you lift it out and jiggle it backwards and then lift it up. So I've now got to get that off. And then I should be able to lift it up and get my hand through. He says. And at the same time, we can make sure we've got this bit on right, because I'm not 100% convinced I've got this bit on right either. That's it. So I think if we pop that out of there now, we should be able to get that back down. And then hopefully I can get under here. No. Well, that didn't work, did it? Put the hinge back in again. This is where having a manual would be, because it would tell you stupid stuff like this, that the order in which you take things on and off to get the tank on and off, and how to take the tank on and off, and because it's a basic service thing. So I don't know where else you could put that, to be honest, though. Weirdly. Right. I think I might have to move you out of the way now. It's starting to get a bit warm in here as well. See, I think they are supposed to come up there and then go in, but I can't get enough play on these to get them through that thing. I barely get my hands onto them to connect them up. I can't remember which one's which now. I'm not playing the video back. Front one, which is that one. Alright, so we need to aim for the front one, I think, which is to right breather on them, to be honest. I don't know how you're supposed to get these on. Come on, Ducati. This is mental. No, I'm guessing you just pull them up and then hope for the best. Fucking hell. Right, just got the the second one to get on now. The one that appears that I thought was going to be the easy one. I'm wondering if I can just free it up. Come on, mind out of the way. If I can find out where they go, I might be able to. Where do they go from there? I think they go round. It appears to go into that. So what's that? Is that some kind of an air cleaner thing going on? An emissions thing for catching the blow-by from the... Yeah, that definitely appears to go in there. See if we can get that off. Oh. Again, really good job, Ducati. Yeah, that's got a crimp on it. I'm not going to get that out of there. I have no idea how you are supposed to reconnect them. Because there just isn't any room to get your hand up and get the tank any lower, and that will not go any closer. Have I connected them on the right way round? I don't think I have. I think, given that one I'm... Oh, now I'm questioning myself again. RTFM. Right. The drain has to go to the bottom. Yep, that's definitely the right one. Because that comes out at the bottom. Right, so the one that goes into the box down there so one of these is Oh, that's interesting. Alright, so the longer one, this one, that's the one that goes into the box. So that's the one that needs to go onto the one at the back. That's to catch the fumes and vapours coming out of the tank itself. So that's the expansion one. So I can't get to it from there. And that's the... Whew. Right. So this is the one that needs to go on the one at the back. Ah, right, that's reachable. Sort of. Right, so this one is the one that goes to the rain runoff one. Which is an absolute pig. So this is when you when you spill fuel in the reservoir. So this is the one we've got to free up now. We need a bit more space on this one. This is the one I thought went into that other thing, but it doesn't. See if we've got a bit more slack now. No. Might just have a bit enough. Might just have enough. That's it. Now it's on. Whether it stays on though is another matter. See that twanging off any time soon. But they're both connected. Take the hinge plate off. Okay, they're still both connected. There we go. drainage plate back on. Right, I think we're good. Let's get the clip back on again. That's it. Right, battery dead. You didn't miss much. We just got the last thing buttoned up. God, that was a right old faff. I have got to remember to pull these back down though. Now and shove that side panel back on. Right, and these have got to come back down again. Yeah, I do suspect that they're supposed to route round that, or that's a previous. This is the same tank as the previous model year, and something else went round there. But let's give it a final check, and hopefully it's not pissing fuel everywhere. Lights are off. Fuel says we're a little bit lower than we were before, but that's because it's down where it was now. We're in neutral, aren't we? Yep. Oh. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? Right then, we'll take it out for a test ride later this afternoon. Steve's coming around to collect his bike, so I've got to hang on for that, and then once that's done, then we'll get her outside for a quick hoon around, and she could do with a clean, so we might get her clean. Oh, we're still going to get the battery out, haven't we? And have a look at the battery. So you can enjoy the joys of watching. It's got to be about 5 years since I last took the battery out. That's where we're going. Try to position it somewhere where you're not going to get it. It's cold out. Weird. Right. See what you're looking at. You're not looking at the right thing. Better. Still not looking at the right thing. So we're going in there. Right. What do we need? Allen key wise, I think we have to get that off the top of there, and then I think there's something else that we need to move. What's that plug for there? So that definitely has to come off, I'm pretty sure. The battery's there. And then I think there's another one. Yeah, there's another one round there that we've got to get off. Right, so they look like a 3mm. Yep, they are a 3mm. So that's one off. That was way too easy. Yeah, and then there's a different sized one on the other side, which I suspect is a 4, or a size we don't have. how are we going to do this one? We're going to wobble bar. We do have a wobble bar. See if we can get to it with a wobble bar. So I've just got the extension that's got a wobble end on it. It may have enough wobble. It may not. No. Thank goodness for wobble bars. Don't know what they're proper. It's an extension lead with an articulation on. You can see it's got allowance of movement. Now I don't think this was as simple as just taking this off though. I think once you got that off, then there was something else you had to do and I can't remember what it was. I've not got this wrong, have I? It comes out from me. Could do. There's some screws under there. Yeah. They look like Allen keys as well. I guess they would be a 5 because it would make sense to use another side, wouldn't it? No. It's not 5. 6. Bit OTT for a 6. Can't actually see what they are. Right, so it's not 5. It's not 4. It's not 6. Could it be a 5.5? Thought it would have partially bitten on her. Be 4.5. Let's get all the Allen keys out. See, I'm not sure I actually took the whole. I'm not sure I took the battery out last time. I seem to remember that, isn't there a. I've got a vague recollection. You had to undo something that was in here to lower the battery case down. I could be wrong. No, they're not. They are definitely not. I want to say they're 10s, but they're not. But I suspect they're wrong. It could be an 8. Joys of you not being able to see what you want to do. Makes sense actually. What small bolts and motorbikes are 8s. There we go. Found it at last. See, I could have sworn there was something, you undid these and then there was something at the top you undid that then allowed it to come down, but I could be wrong. Some movement. Regulators under there. It's dropped, but I still can't get to the battery. That's all the. That's definitely all the regulator and stuff under there. So maybe I'm missing something up here. Might have to RTFM it. Heaven forbid. Right, I'll shove the box back up because I need to get this post off. Ignition is off. It should be the earth side. So you always undo the earth first, because that effectively neutralises the battery. Because if I was banging this against anything metal right now, it'd be arcing and wellying all over the place. And of course, because this is Ducati, there's no room at all to move this. Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3 wires there. Not entirely sure what that wire is because there's a whole load of wires with red things on, but I'm pretty sure that that's the negative side of the battery. No, I could be wrong. It won't be the first time. It does look like it's the negative side of the battery. I'm assuming that plug over there gives you access to the positive side if you need to jump it. And that's right, what that plug's for. Right. And clearly now if I hack this out of the way. It gets me absolutely nothing. I was convinced that was going to get me to the positive side of the battery. I don't know where I. I can get to it, but I can't get this down any further. All very frustrating. I don't think there's anything more I can do on the front. Hold on, there is something. So I don't want to undo them because they're the. Could be wrong. Well, let me get them off as well. Not fancying my chances with them now. They don't look like they're going to come off, to be honest. And they look like they're smaller than an 8. Not they're an 8. These have got, I'm going to shear it in all over them. They're in the direct line of the salt and crap and everything. Oh, I could play them off. The shittest video ever. I'm really not going to bring the camera down here. It was supposed to be just a quick 2-second job. There we go. Right, so that's off. And looks like a voltage. Yeah, that looks like the voltage regulator. Does that give me anything else? Does it? Buggeries. Not really sure what that's for. Something floating around there. Oh, right, yes, that's the crosswalk things. Still none the wiser. Stumped. Apparently, somewhere metal bar. Which I guess I might have seen if I'd have. Aha. Of course, that's not helping me now because I'm hitting the other stand. Oh, fucking hell. I have to drop this onto the floor. Okay. Can't get the battery out because the other stand is in the way unless I can move. I might be able to move them, to be honest. I should be able to move them. Get them screws out. I think they look like a 13. Maybe not. Maybe a 12. Haha. Yay! Oh, that was the positive. Why wasn't it arcing all over the place? Right. Just need to get some measurements off this. Oh. I'm going to put it all back in again. I must admit, I did think it was weird that we got a whole load of spare wires going into earth when you could earth anywhere on the bike. Right. So that's what it is. One of those. So we just need to do a quick search on one of them, get one of them ordered, and then I can do it all again next weekend. Boom. Right. Battery thing's back in. I gave up videoing that in the end. It turned out to be a right big job because I didn't know what I was doing. I've got to put a new battery back in when I get it anyway, so we'll leave it in. We'll tidy it up. You probably won't even hear this commentary. Fuel sender's in. Bike runs great. Let's just have another quick listen. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? We'll go out on the hoon later and check it's working all right. So that's it. I'll probably do a separate one for swapping the battery out. I feel it's a job in its own right, and I'm not happy about a few other things. So we'll sort that out. So I hope that was useful anyway. At least we got the sender unit out. It's a complete open circuit on that. I've just tested it. There is absolutely no resistance, so I suspect either a wire's broken, which is unlikely looking at the condition. They look fine, so I suspect whatever the problem is, it's in there under that. I might rip it to pieces for laughs, see if I can get all that lot out, get the Dremel on it, just to find out where they failed. But I suspect there's a little bit of circuitry in there, and that's died. They are really flaky, so hopefully that one will last a bit longer. It only died this year, so the bike's what? You see what it is. So it's 7 years old. It was 6 years old when it failed. So if I get 6 years out of it, but it doesn't get ridden a lot. But I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? It's how long they are before the parts degrade. But anyway, that's it. Like I said, I think about £190 delivered. There you go. Job's a good one.